everybody, how's it going? StormeDegree 14 here, and welcome back to another Nostalgia Critic reaction. Thought we were going to be reacting to his newest video as of now, which tomorrow he'll have another new video, but his newest one as of now, the superhero movie. I know nothing about this particular one, but I'm wondering if it was a reference to that other movie that they were talking about, like, oh, that piece of garbage. If it's related to that, I'm probably going to be very upset. Well, I guess I can just wait and see. Let's get on with it. In 3, 2, 1.
This episode brought to you by PrizePicks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Hey folks, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio for the Cleveland Gaming Classic.
You going to Ohio? Dang, nice. It's good to be back as always. Hey, Doug.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to.
Right.
So we've talked about movies before.
Yeah.
The parody film craze that satirized flicks before even seeing most of them. But not all of them are
the
depth of
disaster
cinema.
movie.
For example, I heard this wasn't that bad, and I heard this wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But of all the parody movies that came out around this time, superhero movie is still bad, but not disaster movie bad.
Okay. So, oh shit, so it is related to this, so it's not as bad.
Contrary to what you might believe, Seltzer and Freeberg had nothing to do with this one. It was instead written and directed by Craig Mason, who created
the Green Lantern mixed with Batman
and
with a Flash.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see those and talk about how this movie was satirizing the superhero flicks that came out around the early 2000s. There seems to be a little bit of nostalgia around that recently, particularly when it comes to comedy, so I figured give this film a look.
One of the Fantastic
Its reputation isn't good, but it's not
Flavor Flav!
that. I've heard, though, there's one or two moments that do work, so I'm gonna look over this spandex-clinging mess to see if I can find a few laughs.
Okay.
So let's flame on Bub with great responsibility, Howard the Duck. This is a superhero movie.
Yeah, I guess.
The movie opens with a team named Rick Riker, played by Drake Bell. That name sounds familiar. Why do I feel like I've seen him in something recently? Well, that's a lot to unpack. I'm just gonna make poop jokes, as he's clearly imitating Peter Parker from the first Spider-Man movie.
The story of my life is not for the faint of heart.
Even in a parody, that line is terrible.
Sorry, I think I might have used the Drake and Josh last name, Drake Parker, Josh. Yeah, so my bad. But point is, I know
a girl
this
named
guy.
Jill Johnson. He spends most of his time with his friend Trey, played by Kevin Hart. Actually, this film has quite a few names in the world of comedy. Leslie Nielsen, Regina Hall, Christopher McDonald, Nicole Sullivan, Jeffrey Tambor, Robert Hayes, Tracy Morgan, Keith David, Dan Castellaneta. Even some of the producers like David Zucker, who's a huge name in comedy parody.
Oh my
as
goodness,
well as
really?
A supplier of many punchlines in the years to come. So maybe there's some hope here.
Look, you got your jocks, nerds, emos, Frodos.
Or maybe it's still a movie.
Yeah.
They go to a lab for a field trip where Dr. Brent Spiner, no really, I think you can call him that at this point,
like Sky High,
shows them a bunch of animals they've experimented on.
Movie.
Don't feed the animals, and please, no flash photography.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 minutes in and got a laugh. That's already better than the original record of entire running time. A bully named Lance tries to beat up on Rick.
That's like the freaking Phoenix from Harry Potter. It's like, imagine like taking a picture right before it dies and it bursts into flames, not knowing that it rebirths in the ashes. That's what I think of.
But his Uncle Lou, who owns the company, puts a stop to it.
Are you okay?
Yes, this is healthy golf blood.
Okay, 2 laughs in the same minute. That's gotta be a record for the guy who wrote Hangover 3.
Okay.
He's pushed to the turd corner.
Oh.
The animals are scientifically trained to shit at scaling triangles. And oh, I bet that's not water.
Powerful new pheromone which drives animals to mate called compound H209.
All right, call it leg humping, arm humping, or entire body humping. Don't even guess. It's obviously all 3.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for not waiting too long to dash my hopes on this film. He's also bitten by a dragonfly.
So he's Spider-Man, but a dragonfly.
And he goes home to his Uncle Albert and Aunt Lucille, who think his odd behavior is because of puberty.
Take a drink. Ah, the rituals of manhood. Today you have your first beer, and tomorrow we'll circumcise you.
Some things I didn't know we had to put on a list to not have Leslie Nielsen say. I guess this is one of them.
Yeah, that was
Meanwhile,
weird.
a bunch of investors drop by at Lou's lab. I'll admit this joke is kind of lame, except for Dan Castellaneta's reaction.
We're the board of directors. Our time is valuable.
Not as valuable as mine, Mr. Carlson. You see, I have a terminal illness.
Clear, constant asking of questions going on in
Yeah,
his head.
that's a good
Makes
reaction.
it worth it.
What the hell is that?
An innovation.
He wasn't just
Says
standing
he's
there
dying,
for no
that only his
reason.
new invention will be able to save him.
You're crazy.
Crazy is hearing voices, talking to cats, dating Paula Abdul.
Who also heard voices from talking cats. I don't know, I was trying to save this joke.
Oh, well, I guess that's a better time than never, huh?
The machine does its job too well, as now he's able to suck the life out of others and gain super strength from it. Meanwhile, back at Rick's house,
How long was I asleep? 5 days.
Oh my god, what the hell?
some things I didn't know we had to put on a list and not have Leslie Nielsen do, but I guess this is one of them.
Yeah, that's number
Oh,
one.
and here's some fart sound effects. Because I don't know, when there's silence in a comedy.
How distasteful. Headache have a cold, want to figure out what's wrong with Brittany.
Sometimes the issues are that jokes might be a little too old school. Like, you can predict this WebMD bit almost word for word. But then sometimes that old school humor kind of works, like when Jill next door is changing her clothes. You know something has
hell?
to get in the way, but that was both a really simple but humorously stupid something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at school, Stephen Hawking shows
hell?
up. Alright.
Stephen
Fear not,
Hawking?
though, he's not funny.
I haven't had sex in years, Paula. I got a stiff hole for your sleep hole.
Rick starts
dear.
to
There are other things to... Oh dear.
notice he has superpowers as items randomly stick to his hands.
Damn.
He did it.
He's holding that very
Every
lightly.
time I want to hate this movie, a little funny like that happens. Don't worry though, it dumps you back into lame.
Oh, come on.
Humor like that is only reserved for the child-friendly world of Dr. Seuss.
Oh my god.
Rick
No.
tries out his new powers and discovers he can climb a wall and also breakdance. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. What?
Sometimes the biggest laugh is just a confused face in this. He saves an
That
old
was
lady
just
from a
out of
truck.
nowhere.
Is sorta.
Oh my.
Okay, I'll give 2 dark points on that.
Oh no.
And Rick tells his uncle and
no.
Trey.
Oh no, that's so horrible. Oh, that poor.
Is sorta.
Oh. Oh no. Oh, that
I'll
really
give
is
2 dark points on that
horrible.
one. And Rick tells his uncle and Trey about his abilities.
We gonna get fame, money.
Don't forget the bitches.
Okay, screw it. I'm jotting these down.
That isn't what your fans wanted for you. Fans wanted for you.
Rick has a flashback to the night his parents were murdered, where Rick tries to
Right,
stop him
all
in a
about
bit that
Batman.
goes on too long, but it's still a clever idea. And his father's last words being investing advice is also pretty humorous.
Sell all shares of a small company called Google. It's worthless. Invest heavily in Enron.
And stay close to good people like... Nah, I already made a Weinstein joke, but just know I could have made another one.
Yeah.
Cut back to modern day where he bumps into Jill outside.
You're nothing but an ugly, ungrateful little whore, just like your mother.
Who was that?
My mother.
Stop it! Stop making me think there's hope for this flick!
Okay,
To buy a
that's
car
so
to
weird.
impress her, but
I will admit, okay. Honestly, this actually might be something pretty entertaining I might watch, actually. Because, honestly, yeah, the jokes are hitting pretty well. It's not
He's
nearly...
unable
You're done right when you say it's not nearly as bad as a disaster movie.
flick! He wants to buy a car to impress her, but he's unable to get money from the bank. When the place is robbed, though, he accidentally helps the robber, but pretends it was intentional to show up the banker.
You let him get away with our money. I don't see how that's my problem.
I don't need this. I was 0-calorie Peck from Ghostbusters 2. Naturally, though, his
I
uncle
don't see how
gets
that's
shot.
my problem.
With great power comes...
Great responsibility?
I was going to stick with bitches, but...
Yeah, we can cut that to
Is that where that meme comes
What brought
from?
you here today?
My uncle.
Your uncle brought you?
The
He's gravely
great
injured.
booty
Well, then you shouldn't be driving.
sound
Now, if
effect.
you'll excuse me, I have to perform a breast exam.
Because boobies, ha! But then there's a great little subtle
And
joke
you're
of him
losing me.
taking the papers just to hand them back. This movie's like getting candy after being slapped 5 times by Pauly Shore. The candy's nice, but I don't think it should be worth this to get it.
No, yeah.
Hello, Rick.
He's approached by Professor Xavier. I'll give him this, we're almost halfway through, and now we get a different superhero parody. This film would have had 20 in the first few seconds, and none of them would be connected to the title. And he takes him to a school of super students.
Some faces may be familiar, like Wolverine.
My God, that has to be the worst use of Wolverine since the worst use of Deadpool. What a
Yeah.
wasted opportunity. But then it's followed by...
Other mutants you probably didn't know existed, like Sneasel.
I'm not even kidding. I had to rewind that 3 times in order to get all the giggles out.
What happened?
This is one of the most...
Hold on. I gotta see, what happened? Like, how did he just... when you say it's just a cold, the cold.
I'm not even kidding. I had to rewind that 3 times in order to get all the giggles out.
Or what people think sneezing will do to them.
Ever made.
Some, like you, gained them later in life.
They keep changing up Xavier's wheelchair in every scene, which I think would have been funnier as a Mad Magazine joke. Because all I'm thinking is, when does Tracy Morgan teach synchronized swimming with that skin-colored swim cap? Oh, I guess it's synchronized duets.
I was
You wanna
wondering,
explain
like, the
why I
weird
found her
indents on
hiding
the
in your
head.
closet?
Invisible Girl?
Apparently not invisible enough.
I could make a joke about how Invisible Woman is just reduced down to TNA fare, but let's face it, that's originally what she was in the movie anyway.
That's pretty much all
He's
she
told
is.
to make a costume, and he finds a ledge
Unfortunately.
to stare out at over the city. Just like the Human Torch?
I actually usually perch in the front, so...
Yeah, I always think of him brooding and blending into the shadows alone at night in that bright blue costume that literally catches fire. This makes no sense! Oh, also, he didn't know he could set himself on fire.
His place the perfect place for the Human Torch to hide would, like, literally be, like, in a fire pit. Like, he's, like, literally curled up in the ball, like, has wood piled up on top of him. That's his best method of hiding, if anything.
I'm on fire! Get a blanket or something! Holy shit!
Half these jokes are like trying to find the flag in Double Dare. Like, you know there's something in there, but is the payoff worth looking through literal snot for it?
I don't... No, it is not.
He does, however, finally become a crime fighter and calls himself Dragonfly. This Tom Cruise section feels the most like a Seltzer and Freeberg joke, and I'd honestly throw it in the same camp if this impressionist wasn't so damn good.
I have just,
Man, look at this old, like...
Tom Cruise is
for
dead.
YouTube.
Somewhere there's an alternate reality where that was the Olympics closing ceremony. Lou finds out he has to kill each day to live each day unless he creates a device that can change that.
Draw the life force out of thousands of people. But that's not important. It's immoral. We don't do that sort of thing. We're a pharmaceutical company.
How's this movie only have one writer? These jokes are so back and forth. How'd the guy who made this also make this? This dude has a split personality. He's Harvey Dent.
These jokes are like a game of Pong.
Rick sees they're paying good money for pictures of Dragonfly, and I think even people who haven't seen the movie are aware of this joke. It gets tossed around a lot online.
Who the hell are you? I know the mayor of Venus. Hamburgers can see the future.
We share the building with a mental hospital.
And for good reason, it's pretty great.
Okay.
The follow-up is also pretty good.
It's almost like you're the Dragonfly.
No. See? Look.
Where's the fan edit cut of this? Everyone's always doing the prequels or Lord of the Rings. Where's the good edit superhero movie, super short movie? A robbery is taking place by an evil villain known as the Hourglass. Okay, I kind of hate how legit good that name is. But Dragonfly tries to stop him. Again, this got a good laugh.
Oh, nope, he couldn't dodge
It's
him.
intentionally funny, and the villain costume I can take more seriously. He gets away, but later that night he
Let's say
sees
he looks
Jill's
like
in
the
danger
Green
and
Goblin.
saves her.
Do I get to thank you?
The obligatory Spider-Man kiss. Oh, come on.
Penis!
But later that night, Lance and Uncle Lou drop by the Riker house for Thanksgiving. I smell a pee joke. Alright, he can't hold it in. The piss replaces the blood, right?
What?
Not you're laughing!
I'm not laughing
He puts
at
together
all.
Rick
That's
as Dragonfly
weird.
and uses a killer excuse to get him out of there.
I shot my pants.
This actor is putting way too much effort into these lines.
What Empire City needs is more cops. And a Hooters.
Okay, 2 actors are. As Rick tries to confess his love to Jill.
When you look in her eyes and she looks back in yours, you...
Yeah, this is the whole scene, isn't it?
Perfect.
Oh, come on. Oh my.
Wonder what the candle's
fuck?
for. How am I missing the randomness of the Leslie Nielsen fart joke earlier? The Hourglass busts in and puts his aunt in the hospital where the doctor says she died. But coincidentally, his uncle also woke up from his coma. And you know what? This guy's delivery is growing on me when he says don't mention the dead aunt, as it could send him back into a coma.
Oh, no.
We confused you with one of our sex change patients. But since your wife's dead,
What?
you won't be needing them anyway. You just want to keep his spirits up.
Wait, I picked up on this film's formula. We saw something funny, now we gotta see the absolute death of comedy.
I can't live without her. Lucille,
What the hell?
Did nobody know how to use their Leslie Nielsen after these films?
No, I don't think
Rick
so.
says he no longer loves Jill in order to keep her safe, and he enters a deep depression. When he discovers, though, the hourglass is most likely going to kill thousands at the World Humanities Awards, he makes his way there. Lou tricks him, though, into thinking the hourglass is the Dalai Lama. I just asked a little boy to suck my tongue. What? This causes a big fight, and Dragonfly searches for the hourglass in a comic convention next door. These jokes aren't awful, but man, they could be better given this scenario.
You're killing them all wrong. It's like this. Better.
Yeah, Spaceballs called. You're not Spaceballs.
Yeah. Not even close.
Dragonfly!
Jill sacrifices herself to save Dragonfly, but he quickly brings her back to life.
Well, first,
So quick.
okay, first of all, hold on. That one
Oh, you're not
killed her.
Spaceballs.
First of all, I don't even think he's wearing like a proper suit of armor. Earlier he blocked, like he got hit by 3 of them. But why would that one kill her? I'm saying like, even if he has the superpowers, he's very much human-like. He's not wearing clothes much better than what she's wearing. Why would one of these kill her, and why would and 3 of them hitting him he's fine? Unless I don't think dragonflies have rapid healing like Wolverine does.
Dragonfly, but he quickly brings her back to life.
Some sort of bull.
So quick, I don't even know I was in the movie.
Only now do you understand.
Hourglass throws a bomb to his crotch, though.
Oh, come on.
jerk this off. Why are you doing this to me?
And Dragonfly uses it
yeah,
to blow
why?
Hourglass, but Jill falls off the building.
Oh, I kind of regret saying what I
I don't
said.
care what happens anymore. If I die happily in your arms.
Let's just die stand
Okay.
falling together.
But Red Balls gives you wings, and he flies them to safety. They rip off the end of Naked Gun.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funnier when the pain happened to
A
O.J. Simpson.
convenient events
For
to
a number
save
of reasons.
everything.
And he flies off into the moonlight.
I will forever be
How are you keeping
a
balance?
superhero.
Nice.
Yeah, sure, why not? You could end it with... And it'd have about the same effect.
Fair, yeah.
So that was Superhero Movie. Make no mistake, it was quite bad. But people are right that there are some good laughs in it. I think maybe a third
weirdly
of
enough.
it was legit pretty funny. Not like amazing jokes or anything, but really solid laughs. I also give credit, they do take time for the jokes. It isn't just countless references. In fact, Spider-Man, X-Men, and just a hint of Fantastic Four and Batman Begins are the only films satirized. Even then, you could cut out X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Batman Begins and not really miss any good story or jokes. But the fact that they do allow the scenes at times to breathe, even for just a little bit, does help the humor. It makes you feel like you're a little bit more in that scenario. And not much, it's still pretty silly, but you need a situation to feel at least a little like a real situation.
Right.
But yes, when the jokes don't work, they really don't work. Like I said, they're not as bad as Disaster Movie, but they do take over the majority of the film. I got a decent amount of giggles, which is more than I can say from any of these other movies. But if you expect me to say this movie worked as a whole, then I think the real whole you should be hearing from is...
Yeah.
I'm a nostalgia critic, I remember, so you don't have to.
Yeah, I kind of regret what I said. Well, I need to learn before I speak. I thought... Honestly, maybe... I mean, I do agree with Doug. There was a couple good moments there, but honestly, not by much. That was pretty much as disastrous as I'd expect to be. I had a feeling it was related to the Disaster Movie just with its phrasing. I didn't know for sure, and I'm glad I didn't see this. I mean, honestly, it did at the start kind of look like something I'd watch, but then it really lost me near the end. Like, really. So, good to know that this is a bad memory that I just need to put in the back of my brain and just never think about ever again. And I guess you guys want to do that too. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Regardless, be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. We're going to be doing a stream of a new game that I'll be revealing tomorrow. And that being said, I hope you guys will tune in, and I'll see you then. Bye!